hope you're all well. Today we are going to be starting a new reading vlog and I'm going to be reading some Christmas books. Now I had several different ideas for this. I was just going to do Christmas romances, I was going to do a different Christmas book from different genres, but I've ended up settling on Christmas romances and middle grade Christmas as well, because I have a couple of middle grade Christmas books, let's go with that. A couple of middle grade Christmas books that I'm really keen to get to. And I just thought it would be really cozy to have both romance and middle grade in the same video. So I'm really excited about this video and I'm very hyped to just have some cozy festive Christmasness, and I'm really looking forward to it and I hope you guys are as well. But before we get into that, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, who is Anna Louisa. Now I have worked with Anna Louisa several times before, you may have noticed, and I absolutely love them as a company. I love their products. They have such good quality jewellery and I absolutely love it. I wear it daily and I truly do love it. I have so many pieces from them now and I absolutely love all of their pieces. I currently have a set of the earrings in, the hoop earrings that I have just got from them, which I will show you an overlay of exactly what I got, and then the necklace as well, the gold necklace that spins. I love this necklace, I think it's absolutely beautiful, and these earrings are so pretty as well. And then in my seconds I do have the earrings that just kind of swoop through, that have a kind of diamond on them. Really pretty, such good quality, and it is the perfect time, with it being Christmas season, it's the perfect time to be gifting it to your loved ones, and I cannot recommend them enough. They are very eco-conscious as well and try to do their best for the planet, which I truly do appreciate. And the little pouches that all of the jewellery come in are perfect for making sure that your jewellery stops from being tarnished. Not that I've had any problems with any of my jewellery, but it helps prevent that. Also helps keep them secure and stop crashing against each other and things. And they come in a cardboard box, so there is barely any waste when it comes to the items when you get them, which is fantastic news, and they really do try and do their best for the planet. So if you would like to check Anna Louisa out, I will leave a link to them in the description box down below. Please feel free to do so. I would highly recommend them. I wouldn't work with them if I didn't enjoy their products, and truly love the quality of them. I have gifted my mum several things as well. I gifted her some earrings for her birthday and she's getting some for Christmas as well. So she really loved her birthday earrings as well, and I think she's going to truly love the Christmas ones, because I did get her the ones with the pearls on. I'll show her a picture here. She doesn't watch my videos so she won't see this, but yeah, I would highly recommend them. It's the perfect time for gifting and these are some perfect beautiful gifts. So if you want to check them out, I will leave a link to them in the description box down below. Please feel free to do so, and thank you again to Anna Louisa for sponsoring this video. I truly appreciate it. So let's get into telling you what I'm planning on reading in this video. I do have 3 romances and 3 middle grades to read in this video, and I'm really excited about it because it's going to be so cozy. So the romances that I am planning on reading, we have Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison, which is a small town romance basically following a woman who owns a Christmas tree farm, and she wins a competition. However, she's lied on the application and said that she runs the Christmas tree farm with her boyfriend, of which she does not have one. So she ropes in her best friend Luca to take the place of a boyfriend, not realizing that he essentially has had feelings for a very long time. And it is best friends to lovers, which is one of my favorite tropes of all time, because that is my relationship. So I'm very excited about this one. I have heard fantastic things, and it will be my first time picking up B.K. Borison as well, so I'm very excited to see whether or not I am intrigued to pick up more of their books. Then we do have A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is the second in the, I don't know what this series is called, Christmas Notch series. The first one was A Very Merry Little Meet Cute, A Merry Little Meet Cute. Very Merry Bromance, A Merry Little Meet Cute. I went into a shop once and asked for a Very Merry Bromance or A Very Merry Little Meet Cute, and they couldn't find it. And Jade was like, "You sure that's the title of the book?" I was like, "Yeah, it's the title of the book." It turns out I combined the 2 books. A Merry Little Meet Cute was the first one. This is the second one, and in this one we are following Winnie Baker, who's an actress, and she ends up getting after having some troubles with her career and her image in the spotlight, she ends up landing a job in a steamy Christmas romance. However, she is struggling with the fact that she A, has never done something like this before, and B, has had a bad history with sex as a whole. Essentially, she's never had an orgasm, if you need to know the facts. In waltzes Callum Lieberman, who is her co-star and ex-boy band of Ink, and this is where the kind of crossover comes in, because the ex-boy band members are kind of the guys that are running through these books. And he has a lot of experience in the bedroom with proof of a leaked sex tape, and they end up kind of coming to some agreement that he will teach her things. So it kind of goes from there, and I'm really excited about this one. I loved A Merry Little Meet Cute, and I'm so excited about this duo coming back with another book. There is also Snow Place Like LA, which is a novella that comes in between these two books. I have not read that one yet, but I do think that I will try and get to it between Christmas and New Year this year, because I would like to go back and read that one as well. I don't think I need to have read it in order to know what's going on in here, but I'm really excited about this one. And then the last Christmas romance that I have is just a small one, and it is Christmas in Quincy by Devney Perry. This is just a little novella within the Eden series. It is classified as book 0.5, but I am reading it in between books 3 and 4. And this one is following Cleo Hillcrest, who is a baker, I believe. She's got her own shop back in California, and she's kind of running away from the Christmas traditions that she usually does with her dad and stepmom. She doesn't want any part of it. Her dad is very overbearing, a very rich man, but very overbearing, has a security company, and he essentially has had bodyguards looking after her. Now, she had asked him to call these off months ago. However, it turns out one of the bodyguards has now followed her to Quincy in Montana, and Austin is now having to stay with her. Because there are no other rooms at the Eloise Inn where she's staying, which one of the Edens owns, and he is refusing to leave her, she's refusing to go. So I think there's going to be a romance within this, and I'm really excited. Obviously there's going to be a romance within it. It's Christmas romance. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to get to this one as well. Very short indeed. Excited about that. And then the middle grades, we have Stepfather Christmas by L.D. Lipinski, and I'm looking forward to this one. This one is a festive read. Obviously it is middle grade. Look at these edges. I am so excited. We are following Harper, and she is surprised one day when her mum, right before Christmas, tells her that she started seeing this guy called Nick. She has her brother as well, and she starts to see some well, actually straight off the bat she sees some resemblances between Nick and Santa, and she starts to believe that Nick might be Santa. Now, brother's having none of it. He thinks she's making it up entirely, but things start to go a little bit strange, and I'm really excited about this one. It sounds like a lot of fun, so I'm very hyped for this one indeed. It's also as well split into 25 chapters, so you could do this as like an advent book and read a chapter a day right up until Christmas. Sounds cute. I want to read it all in one day, so I'm hyped for that one. Then we have The Christmasaurus and the Naughty List by Tom Fletcher, which is the third installment in the Christmasaurus series. I love this series. It's very cute. We are following William Trundle, who ends up meeting Santa, and Santa has come across a dinosaur egg one day. It's all very bizarre. He comes across a dinosaur egg, ends up nursing this dinosaur egg, and when it hatches, obviously the dinosaur comes out, and he ends up kind of using the dinosaur to help him out every year with his deliveries, and he becomes a Christmasaurus. They become friends with William Trundle, who has his dad. His mum, I think, passed away many years before, and there are lots of things going on about it. And in this one, we're actually following the Christmasaurus trying to help out the kids on the naughty list and get them back onto the nice list, because William has made his way onto the naughty list, and the Christmasaurus would like to know why and fix it because Santa can't get involved. He can't touch the naughty list, you know? He's just got to not deliver to the naughty kids. So the Christmasaurus takes it upon himself to try and fix it and help William out, and a bunch of other kids at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I've 5-starred the rest in this series, and I absolutely love them. And a new one has recently just come out, the Christmasaurus Carols, so I would like to get to this one so I can get that one as well. But yeah, I love these books. I constantly think about unhauling these because I don't need them once I've read them. but Thomas loved the picture book of the Christmasaurus that I got him last year, so I kind of want to keep them for him, and also for baby Luca now as well, for once he's older. Obviously Thomas can pass them down to his brother, so yeah, really excited for this one. It's also heavily illustrated, and I just love illustrated middle grade, so I'm very excited about that. And then the last one is The Secrets of Winter House by Ben Gutterson. I don't have a great deal of festive middle grade on my TBR, but I really wanted to read Stepfather Christmas and the Christmasaurus, and I felt like it made sense to have 3 romances and 3 middle grade rather than 3 romances and 2 middle grade. It looks like I'm favouring some over the other, which is not what I wanted. So I kind of had a snoop around online to see if I could find any other middle grade Christmas books, and to see whether actually any of the ones on my shelves were actually Christmas themed, and it turns out that they classify with the Winter House series as Christmas books. So I'm not going to stick my nose up at that. I will take any excuse to continue this series. This is the second in the series, and we follow Elizabeth, who in the first book is kind of shipped off to Winter House, which is this hotel, very grand old hotel, by her aunt and uncle. She lives with them. As far as I'm aware, if I remember correctly, she's an orphan, and she lives with them, and for the Christmas period they ship her off to this hotel because they don't want to deal with her. So she's left at this hotel on her own. She ends up making some friends with some of the older people, and she ends up meeting this boy called Freddie, and there are lots of mysteries, strange goings on within this hotel. So it's really, really good. I love the mystery element to it, and also the little what would you call them, not quizzes, but like puzzles, that's what I would call them, within here as well. And it is not too heavily illustrated, but there are illustrations in here as well. I'm trying to see if there's a puzzle in here that we can have a look at. There was lots in the first one. Maybe they don't continue into the second and third one, but oh, there is like a family tree, maybe, I don't know, I haven't read it yet, but yeah, there are like puzzles and things going on in here, and the mystery element to it is fantastic, and these covers are beautiful. I love them. There are windows in the dust jacket so that when you cover it over you see into the hotel. So yeah, very excited about this one as well. So I'm really, really hyped, and I'm actually going to kick off with Stepfather Christmas by L.D. Lipinski because I'm really excited about picking this one up. Ever since I saw these sprayed edges, I couldn't not get it. So it's really important to me that I pick this one up. So I'm really, really hyped. Let's get into it. Okay, hey, it's a little bit later on and I've come into my bedroom to sort some washing out, so I thought we'd do an update while I'm here. But I have now finished Stepfather Christmas by L.D. Lipinski. This was so freaking good. I really, really enjoyed this. I loved all the different nods to Santa that Nick represented. I really loved the little elements in here that kind of gave him away a little bit. And I just really loved the whole element of like the family coming together, the introduction of a new person into a family that has been broken before and now has this new person, and the kids going through those motions of, I want to spend time with my mum on my own, I don't want Nick to be here. I loved all of that. I think this dealt with quite a lot in such a small book, but with so much fun as well. And I think it was so well done. The writing was fantastic, the atmosphere was so good. I really loved the family elements, the brother and sister kind of coming together and agreeing on something. I mean, they seem pretty close anyway, but just everything about it, and just the whole reveal of it and everything, it was so good. I don't want to say much more than what I've already told you with the synopsis because I don't want to spoil what happens in the book, but we kind of all know where it's going to go. But this was so much fun. There was so much of a punch packed in this for such a short book, and it was a really fast read as well. And I would 100% recommend this book both to adults and children alike. I think it's fantastic. I think it was just such a good time. I gave this 5 stars. It was so freaking good. I had a blast with it, and this was a great way to kick off this video as well. I just think the title of it is so fun as well, the Stepfather Christmas. And I don't know if you've spotted on this cover, there is, I have only just noticed that, I'm not gonna lie, it's very relevant to the story though. There is a reindeer on top of the roof. But I had a fantastic time with this one. I truly loved it. So would 10 out of 10 recommend this one. 5 stars, 100%. So I am now going to move on to Love Light's Farm with Love Light Farms. I can never get the S in the right place. Love Light Farms, which is the Christmas tree owner and asking her best friend to fake date her for this competition that she's won that will help keep the farm going. And I'm really excited about this one. So I'm gonna get a shufty on with this and get started with this one, and I'm super duper hyped for it. I think it's gonna be great. Also, I don't know what's going on right now, but the name Luca is literally everywhere. That is the name of my nephew, and there is a character in here called Luca, spelt with a K this time instead of a C, which is what my nephew's spelt with. But I've also noticed that he's in a couple of other books as well, and I'm not sure what's happening. I was looking at the synopsis for No Snow Place Like LA by Julie Murphy and Sarah Simone earlier on, and there's a character in that called Luca as well with a C, and I know 2 other babies that have been born in the last month also named Luca. So I don't know if this is a new up and coming name. I mean, I've obviously heard it before as a name, but I don't know anyone called Luca. Not a single person in my life do I know called Luca, except for my new nephew. So it's now everywhere in almost everything I'm picking up, and also everybody else is calling their baby Luca. So I don't know if this is a sign. I feel like every time now I see a character with the name Luca, I need to pick the book up, no matter what the book is. But yeah, I'm gonna get on with this one. I'm so excited for this one. I have very high hopes for it, so let's get into it. Hello. Okay, I'm here to give you an update on my reading. So I am currently reading Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison, and I'm at Andy's, by the way. And I'm currently 128 pages in, not quite halfway, and I'm really enjoying this. This is so sweet. We're following Stella, who runs a Christmas tree farm, and it is having some financial problems, and she entered into this competition with this what is she called, Insta famous influencer called Evelyn St. James, and she wins the opportunity for this competition, which is fantastic because it will bring a lot of revenue and people to her farm. However, she applied for it saying that she runs the farm with her boyfriend, thinking that that would make it a bit more romantic, which is what she always thought running a Christmas tree farm would be like, until it turned out the guy that she bought it off left her with a load of debt. So she ends up asking her best friend Luca if he will step in as her fake boyfriend, and it's just adorable. Fake dating is one of my favorite tropes. Also friends to lovers is one of my favorite things as well, because that is my relationship, and I see a lot of parallels between myself and Andy, and also Stella and Luca in this. It's very adorable, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm loving the atmosphere. It is currently like right before Thanksgiving for them as well, because they're in the States, so they've got that holiday, and then I assume we'll approach Christmas as well during this time period. But it's supposed to be only for a week that they're fake dating, but I get the feeling that Luca has had a thing for Stella for a while. We know, because we're following from Stella, we know that she's had a thing for Luca for a long time but never really pursued it. But I get the feeling that he sees this as an opportunity to make something out of it, because he seems to be being very secretive and very kind of blasé. They obviously like went out because Luca said that they can't just go on this show and tell people that they've been dating for a while if the town doesn't know, things like that. So they've been going out in public together, holding hands and being cuddly and stuff, and everyone in town's very excited for them. Her half-brother is very excited for them and things like that. So she's then getting overwhelmed and anxious about, well, what happens when they inevitably break up because it's fake, and how are people going to treat Luca in town? Will he be able to come back and show his face? And he's like, oh, it'll be fine, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. We were best friends before, why should that be any different after? And I just get the feeling that he wants something more to come out of this. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Obviously it will be like a miscommunication trope, I assume, within this, but I kind of like it. I think it's adorable. I've always been pretty open with Andy about how I've felt about him over the years, but he's always been insistent about not wanting to lose his best friend, so I've had respect for that over the years. And then obviously things changed, and these things happen, and I just think it's really adorable. I love it. I love the parallels that I'm seeing with me and Andy. I truly do, because of our relationship now, love Best Friends to Lovers. I think it's adorable. I was reading You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry at a time when me and Andy were like really starting up, and I remember saying to him one day when we went out and I saw it in a bookshop, I remember saying to him, this book is literally me and you minus the vacation. So yeah, this is adorable, and I'm loving the Christmas vibes as well. It's proper getting me in the mood. Not that I've needed that, but it really is getting me in the mood, and it's perking me right up as well, because I have needed that. So I'm having a good time, and I am now going to continue on with this. I don't know, Wayne came home earlier, but I don't know if he's still in. His bedroom's here, so I'm hoping I'm not being too loud, because he may be having a nap. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm going to continue on with this, but I'm having a really good time. I just wanted to come in and give you an update, but I probably won't come back and update you again now till I finish this. But yeah, predictions so far, either a high 4-star or a 5-star. We will have to see how it all goes, but yeah, having a fantastic time. Okay, hello, I am here to give you an update on Love Light's farm. I have now done it again. Love Light Farms. I have now finished this. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was fantastic. I had a really good time with it. I really loved the relationship between Stella and Luca. I loved the atmosphere. I thought it was so good, and it really made me feel like I was in a festive small town with lots of Christmas stuff going on, the Christmas tree farm and everything. I just had such a fantastic time, and I really liked that it had the little element of like sabotage going on in there that was in the pumpkin spice cafe. I really liked that. I'm not sure how, it's not very often I come across that, or if I do, I don't remember it. So I really enjoyed that as well. So there was like a tiny little mystery element to it, like there was in Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I just really had a good time with it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm very excited to pick up more from BK Borison. I know that there is In the Weeds and Mixed Signals, and then there's another one coming out next year, so I definitely want to pick those up. But I think these are like seasonal reads. So I think In the Weeds is like a spring read, and then Mixed Signals is like a summer read. And I'm not sure if the next one will be like an autumn read. So I'm really excited about that, to read them during the seasons. It'll be really fun and exciting. But yeah, I truly love this one. I thought it was very, very good. I think the relationship between Luca and Stella, even the friendship to begin with, was really adorable. Very, very reminiscent of me and Andy. I know I've previously said that, but even like the whole cuddly, touchy-feely, holding hands side of things, me and Andy have always been like that. Obviously, unless one of us has been in a relationship, we understand boundaries, but we've kind of always been like that. So it was really adorable. A lot of parallels between this relationship and my own, and I had such a good time with it. It was so much fun, and I really, really loved it. So I ended up giving this one 5 stars as well. So far we're on a roll with 2 5 stars, which is great news. And next I am gonna go on to the Christmasaurus and the Naughty List by Tom Fletcher, which I'm really looking forward to. So let's get into that. On to update you on the Christmasaurus. I am now 116 pages in. I've just started it with my patrons on sprints and I have 2 minutes. I just wanted to come on and tell you that I forgot how much I enjoy these stories. They're so cute and I have a really good time with them. In this one we are following Santa and the Christmasaurus, mostly the Christmasaurus, with the naughty list, and William Trundle, who is the boy that we usually follow in these books, has made his way onto the naughty list, and the Christmasaurus wants to try and rectify it because they've noticed that the trajectory of nice kids to naughty kids seem to be swapping. So there are more naughty kids than nice kids these days, and Santa's worried that in the next 5 years or so, with the way that it's going, there will be no need for him anymore because all the kids will be naughty. So the Christmasaurus is trying to rectify that and also help out his friend William Trundle, but we're just following him through the process of meeting some of these kids and trying to get them back on the nice list. And it's such a good time. I really enjoy these books. They're so fun. They're a really good time, and I really love the narration of them as well. I listen to the audiobooks, and the illustrations in here are stunning as well. In fact, we had a really good one of the Christmasaurus going to a palace to visit two princesses that are very spoiled. Just beautiful. I really love these books. So I just wanted to come on, give you a little update. I'm probably just going to try and smash my way through this evening, see how far well, hopefully finish it actually, and then I will pick up my next book. But yeah, really enjoying this. I'm glad that I've decided to do romance and middle grade Christmas books because I have quite a few. I don't have as many middle grade Christmas books on my TBR, but I have a lot of romance Christmas books. But I think middle grade should get its shot as well. So I'm really glad that I've managed to do it this way round, because I'm having a really good time and I just find it very cozy. So I'm gonna go because I literally have 8 seconds left on the clock, and I will check back in with you on another update for you. Hello. Okay, it's been a few hours. It's now 11:10. And I have finished the Christmasaurus and the Naughty List by Tom Fletcher, and I enjoyed this. It was good. I've given the previous 2 5 stars. I really loved them. I think what bothered me about this one the most was that it kind of got a bit repetitive. We only really got some time we were following the Christmasaurus for most of the story, but we only really got some time with William Trundle, who is the main character of these books in general, as well as Santa and the Christmasaurus. But we only really followed him in the last 2 or 3 chapters, which is a shame. We're kind of following the Christmasaurus trying to get naughty children off the naughty list and get them to become good kids and get them on the nice list, which was interesting and I was really enjoying, like, towards the beginning of the book. But as the book went on and we followed more kids and had more of their stories, I think overall we followed maybe 3 or 4 sets of kids. I just felt that it was getting a little bit repetitive. I obviously knew exactly what was going to happen, and I did feel like it was getting a bit repetitive. I'm hoping that the 4th one in this series, there's been a 4th one that's been released recently, and I'm hoping that the 4th one, the Christmasaurus Carols, will be better and get itself a 5 star again. But yeah, I'm glad that I've read this now. I've had this on my shelf since it came out in 2021, and it's ridiculous that I'm only just getting to it, quite frankly. Yeah, 4 stars for this one, which is a little bit of a shame, but I did enjoy it. Nonetheless, Tom Fletcher's writing style is fantastic, and I had a really good time because I have also read the Creekers from him as well. And I would like to read more from him because I'm aware that he has done a whole bunch of books. So there is like a massive list here, so I would like to get to more of his as well. I would like to read the Danger Gang, actually. That was another one that was on my radar. But yeah. Oh, I had no idea that Tom Fletcher was involved in the Dinosaur That Pooped series as well. Thomas loves those books. They've recently done one that was the Dinosaur Pooped the dinosaur pooped a reindeer or something. Thomas is obsessed with those books. I was going to pick it up for him the other day. In fact, did I? I'm going to have to check that. I could have sworn I picked it up for him the other day. I think I went back to go and see if I can find it, and it wasn't in the shop a couple of days later after I'd seen it in there. So I didn't get that one. I ended up getting him a Paddington Bear Halloween one, which he absolutely friggin' loves, and made me read to him a couple of days later. But yeah, so 4 stars for this one, and I am going to move on to a Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is an entirely different tone. This is a spicy romance. We're following Winnie Baker, who agrees to star in a steamier than a steaming mug of mulled wine Christmas movie. However, she has one concern, that she's never been sultry in her life. Cue Callum Lieberman, who's an ex-boy band member known exclusively for his reputation in the bedroom, after a sex tape has been leaked of him. So he has all the experience, she has none, and they end up kind of, you know, Winnie and Callum need to keep their research purely professional. They say opposites attract, and that makes this co-stars with benefits setup extremely dangerous indeed. I love this Christmas Notch series, but yeah, I think I should probably get to this one. I'm very excited about it. It is a new release, but I really want to read this one, so this is going to be my next read, and I'm really excited. It obviously a very different tone to the Christmasaurus. This entire vlog is two very polar opposite ends of the scale. And I am here for it, I'm not gonna lie, it's making me very happy. So I'm gonna dive into this one, and I will check back in with you maybe around halfway. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done this evening. I've got 10 minutes of this sprint left, so I'm gonna get started on it. I may do one more sprint. I'm gonna see how patrons are feeling, although they seem to be dropping off, so maybe not. But I might try and, oh, it's got parts in it. Maybe I'll see how far part 2 is and try and get to that this evening. But yeah. So I'm going to go and I'll check back in with you in a bit. Okay, hello. I entirely forgot to update you while reading this book because I kind of just flew through it, I'm not going to lie. But I have now finished Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I had a good time with this one. I think there was a trope in here that I know will piss a lot of people off, because it is one of those tropes that a lot of people seem to hate. And I don't mind it as a whole, but I do prefer it if we're kind of told about it in the synopsis, I'm not gonna lie. If it's not a secret or a surprise, I kind of prefer it in that setting. I had this with Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake by Maisie Edins, and it was mentioned in the synopsis, so I went into it knowing it was gonna happen. Whereas in this one, it's not mentioned at all. So I wasn't expecting it at all. And I understand why some people get pissed off with it, because I don't know, without saying too much, maybe you've guessed what the trope is, but without saying too much, because I don't want to spoil the book for anybody. But overall, I really enjoyed this one. I really liked the characters, both Winnie and Callum. They have a lot of history due to an incident that happened many years ago, and Winnie has a sleep disorder, so she can literally fall asleep at the drop of a hat. It's actually something, it's called narcolepsy, and it's actually something I think that Andy might have as well. But she can literally, she gets this complete wave of exhaustion. She has no control of her body. She will just fall asleep. And an incident happened between her and Callum where this was involved. And ever since then, she's kind of had this issue with him. Now she is being filmed across from him. He is her counterpart in this movie, this steamy movie, and she's trying to kind of let it go. But what she doesn't realise is that Callum is actually nicer than the tabloids make him seem, and then he seems to come across as. And she's very honest with him about the fact that, albeit yes, she has had sex in the past, it's never been satisfying for her. So she's very honest with him, and then she ends up asking him for help. And can he help her out? Can he teach her how to pleasure herself, how to pleasure someone else, so that it works for everybody all around? Her ex was very selfish in the bedroom, and she just kind of got to a point where she got used to faking it. So there is a lot of that going on. And I think actually this is a discussion that should be used more in books, because it is something that a lot of us do go through, and I think it's really important to kind of discuss it. And I don't know, I thought it was done very, very well. I also thought, because I listened to the audiobook for this, I thought that the narrator for Winnie was fantastic. She really brought Winnie to life for me, and I thought she was very, very good, and I really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the dialogue in here as well on Winnie's behalf, even like in her mind, but the dialogue as well in conversations. I thought that Winnie was very, with her thoughts, she's quite open. She kind of says what's in her head. It just comes out of her mouth, and I loved that. And I loved that Callum never reacted by taking the piss or you know, being mean to her or anything. He just kind of took it on board and was like, okay, you are a very honest person and I respect that, let's go. So yeah, I enjoyed this overall. I do think it's going to get a 4-star just because of the trope. There was a surprise in here. I didn't necessarily enjoy it. Not only that, but there was kind of almost 2 third act scenes, if you like. So I felt like it kind of went on a little bit towards the end, which bothered me in a way. I was kind of like, oh, come on. Like, we got to this point and the surprise thing had happened and, you know, they were together and all of that stuff. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is, maybe it was more like this point, but why is there still this lot left? There was still a lot left, and I was like, what the fuck is going to happen? And then the actual final third act scene happened, and I was like, for God's sake, we've just been through one of these. But overall, I thought it was very, very good. Also, discussions surrounding family controlling people as well. Winnie's parents are very controlling. They approved massively of her ex-husband, and they ended up kind of taking his side in the divorce. And she didn't really speak to them. They ended up coming back into the picture after the surprise trope thing. And she took them on board and they were trying to trap her, and it was kind of, I did get emotional during that portion of things, because it is really sad, no matter what, when somebody's parents can't be proud of them for what they've achieved and cannot support them no matter what. And I just think it's really, really sad. And then on the flip side, you get Callum's family, who are incredibly supportive, and it was just kind of nice to see Winnie be accepted into that side of the family and kind of, I don't know, go through those motions with her parents and get to a point where she was strong enough to say no and just walk away from them. It was really good. So yeah, I feel like there was a lot being discussed in here, a lot dealt with in here, and I did enjoy it, but I am going to give it 4 stars just on the basis of that surprise trope and the back end kind of dragging a little bit. But overall, really enjoyed it, and I do want to get to No Place Like Home between Christmas and New Year, because it is just a short novella and the audiobook is on BookBeat, so I'm going to do that. But next we are going to go on to our final middle grade of this vlog, which is Secrets of Winterhouse by Ben Gutterson. This is the second in the series, and it is a middle grade series. I mentioned that I ended up searching for Christmas middle grade and ended up coming across this one, but wasn't 100% sure it was Christmas, just that it was like wintry. It is definitely Christmas on the basis, I even said it after I'd mentioned that, on the basis that our main character Elizabeth does get shipped off to Winterhouse for the Christmas period. So in this one, she has gone back to her aunt and uncle, and now she's going back to Winterhouse again for the Christmas period, but her aunt and uncle are letting her go reluctantly, and she can't figure out why they're acting that way, because they were so happy for her to go the year before. It turns out, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is like a family element to this as far as Winterhouse is concerned, and yeah, there's other things going on. I can't say too much because it will spoil it. I've just realised anything that I was going to say will be a spoiler. So she is going back. Her friend Freddie is there as well, but there is also a new girl there called Elena, who is there with her grandmother this year. And Elizabeth was kind of hoping it would just be her and Freddie doing some exploring and, you know, solving any mysteries that come up and things like that. However, Elena has now kind of pushed herself into this friendship, and Elizabeth is a little bit standoffish about it, but I think she's going to be a little bit more accepting of her because of her situation, because they have a lot in common. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. I'm excited to get into it, so that is what I'm going to be picking up next. Let's go. Okay, hello, I'm here to give you a little bit of an update on the Secrets of Winterhouse. I am currently 127 pages into this, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't think there's necessarily been as many puzzles and stuff in here as there was in the first one, but the mystery element is still going on in this one. At the beginning of the book, Elizabeth was on her way back to Winter House and she was on the bus. She got off for a stop. Everyone got off for a stop. And when she got back on the bus, there was a family on there, mum, dad and child, boy. And the boy was sat in her seat where her bag had been and her book had been left and stuff, and she asked if he would move. The parents were very rude to Elizabeth and were like, no, he's not moving, he's not going anywhere, blah blah blah. So she ended up finding another seat, and it turns out they've gone to Winter House and they have just found out that she is there. And not only that, but she actually, the situation that she is in means that she's quite important there as a person as well, so they have no rights to complain. So without saying too much, so that's interesting, and I am intrigued about them because there is something suspicious going on with them. They're clearly looking for something. So yeah, the friendship between Elena and Elizabeth appears to be blossoming a little bit, but not too much. Elizabeth is quite suspicious of Elena and her grandmother as well, and it's going well so far. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm excited to continue on with this. I am hoping to finish it today so that I can get on to Christmas in Quincy, which I have started a little bit of, but I will tell you about that when I get to it. So I do want to finish this off today and then try and finish Christmas in Quincy so I can get this vlog wrapped up. But yeah, so far enjoying this one, having a good time. So I will check back in with you in a little bit.
Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, da 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 da. Oh, oh, da 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 da. Oh, oh, da 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 da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you.
Okay, hello. We are now at the end of this reading vlog. I will tell you in a second my full thoughts on Winter House and Christmas at Quincy, but I have completed 6 books for this vlog. I had a really good time. This was really cute and really fun. I feel like the combination of middle grade and romance has been a fun time, and I feel like you can't lose with Christmas romance or Christmas middle grade, because no matter what, you're gonna have a good time, you know? Albeit you should do. I was watching Liv's library before, and she ended up picking up a book that was not the fun time she thought it was going to be as far as a Christmas romance is concerned. So sometimes it's not, but 9 times out of 10 it usually is a fun time, and I've had a great time with these books. We've had some very high rated books, and overall nothing has gotten less than a 4-star, so I cannot complain. So we did start off with Stepfather Christmas by L.D. Lipinski, which I gave 5 stars. This is absolutely fantastic. I do see this being one that I could reread year after year, because it's just so good and such a good time and a lot of fun. Then I read Love Light Farms, got it right this time, by B.K. Borison. Again, 5 stars, absolutely fantastic. Reminded me of my own relationship so much. Then I read The Christmasaurus and the Naughty List by Tom Fletcher, which I gave 4 stars. This was a good time, just not as fun as the previous 2 have been, but I'm hoping that the Christmas carols will make up for that when I finally get my hands on that. So 4 stars for this one. Then A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. Again, 4 stars for this one. It was good. There was just a trope in here that bothered me a little bit, and the back end of it dragged a little bit, but overall it was good. Had a good time. Then the next book, I've not taken my bookmark out, the next book was Winter House, The Secrets of Winter House even. I'm not going to put the dust jacket back on. The Secrets of Winter House. I finished this one and went straight into Christmas in Quincy, so I haven't given you an update on this, but I really enjoyed this. I had a very good time with it. I enjoyed the mystery element in here with this one, how it brought the characters together. I really enjoyed how it ended. I'm very much so looking forward to the 3rd one in this series, and I am going to give it 4 stars. I really loved it. Definitely got the atmosphere for winter, snowy setting during Christmas, etc, etc. So I had a very good time with this one, and I am going to give it 4 stars. And then the last book was Christmas in Quincy by Devney Perry, in which we're following Cleo, who is a baker, top-notch baker in LA. Her dad's a very rich man, and because of his job gets targeted sometimes, and she's got a bunch of bodyguards looking after her. Now, the head bodyguard, Austin, is someone that she has had a crush on since the day she met him, but he's always very off with her, and he no longer personally looks after her. However, she decides that she's going to skip town during Christmas. She doesn't want to be spending time with her dad. She wants to skip town. She goes to Montana and goes to the town of Quincy, where the Edens live and own most of the property and companies there. And she ends up staying at the Eloise Inn, and that evening Austin ends up turning up. It turns out that even though she asked her father to no longer have bodyguards for her, Austin was still tailing her, especially once they noticed she was skipping state. So he ends up joining her, and it is 1-bedroom trope. And I love this. It was so good. It's very small. I do wish we got a full-length novel for Cleo and Austin, because although this has been very much a slow burn over several years, and there's been reasons why he can't have her, and therefore he's not said anything about how he feels about her, I feel like once we got to the part where they had that reveal, it was then very rushed. So I do wish we got more time with these characters, but overall I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. It was a good time. The steam was great. Not that we got much of it, but it was good. And for the size of it, it was a good story. It was nice to be back in Quincy, and I had a good time with it. So overall, very good reading vlog, very positive, and I had a really good time. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it's been cozy enough. And yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. Have you read any of these? Have you got any other recommendations for me? And I shall see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.